All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, former Pirate pitcher, host of the Danny Beal Show, DB. Danny Beal is here in Studio C. How you doing, Danny?
What's going on, fellas? How are we?
Doing good. Got some basketball tonight and some Pirate baseball. Big series this weekend. Softball. A little shout out Shane Winkler coming off a win over Michigan here at home. That's pretty cool.
Max Joyner was at the stadium the other day too. That's pretty special.
Yeah, saw pictures of that and good result for Coach Winkler and the team last night. So a lot going on. Looking forward to the weekend, but looking forward to tonight, Danny, as East Carolina's basketball team closing out the home part of their regular season before going to FAU and then the AAC tournament. But off a win against Charlotte, they'll try to get another one at home here. Looking for 3 in a row again.
Got to beat the Fighting Glory Glores.
Yes.
Excited.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. No, I'm excited. It's a special time, especially as March gets closer. You can feel it in the air, but the way they've been playing lately has been great. I mean, it's frosted tips are getting closer and closer, it seems, but I don't know. We'll see. But it's been fun to watch. RJ played great. Slow first half the other day, but picked it up in the second half and got the win.
Somebody told me ECU kind of has slow first halves. Trying to remember who that was.
I don't know. Under first half, just saying.
Pirates. Have you seen the line for tonight?
I have not.
Good. We'll play Guess the Line. Jared and I saw it last night, and I won't say what we were. What do you think it is?
Tulane 3.5.
Well, you're off by quite a bit.
ECU 7.5.
ECU, what is it? 3.5, 4.5? Yeah.
I guess they're playing well. I guess that makes sense. The only time I've ever paid attention to Tulane basketball is Corey's Twitter. So all he does is talk about how great they are. So I just assumed that they would be favorites.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good. But hey, Pirates are hot. Come to Minji's.
Looking forward to that, and looking forward to the Chanticleers coming to town this weekend for some baseball as East Carolina will host Coastal Carolina. Before we get there, Corey, how about the marathon game? A lot of runs, a lot of everything going on the other night.
I actually have a stat that I was about to pull up because I was talking to Mike Mullis yesterday, actually, and we were talking about it because it was actually one of the crazier things I've ever seen regarding a baseball game, and I've seen a lot of crazy things, especially here. Between the two teams, contest featured 19 runs, 23 hits, 17 walks, 2 hit by pitches, 19 strikeouts, 15 pitchers, 2 errors, 7 wild pitches, 1 pass ball, 23 men left on base, 93 plate appearances, and 375 pitches thrown. I said that to Mully, and Mully goes, "That's a hell of a weekend."
That's pretty incredible, and saw some great performances. Irby, of course, is hitting the baseball, and Jake Hunter, man, how about what he's doing right now?
He's the man. We were texting quite a bit the past couple of days, just talking about how good he's felt and how it's awesome to be back. I mean, he was 92-94 with a really good splitter the other night, and it was a lot of fastballs, and he even mentioned, he was like, they could swing it a little bit, and the fact that he was able to, as Coach G mentioned, like navigate the tight strike zone at a neutral site park with probably not a lot of fans on a weird night, but did a great job. Jake saved the rest of the staff. I mean, it was a classic ECU midweek where there's a lot of runs and a lot of pitchers used, so it was normal par for the course, but glad they pulled it out. Keep the win streak alive, get it to 3, and we'll face a ranked team this weekend that's coming off a loss in Chapel Hill, and hopefully we can take advantage and keep the bats rolling and the pitching the way it is.
Yeah, and hopefully Ethan Norby and the staff can continue to pitch the way they have. Ethan is winless on the year.
I was joking with him about that the other day. I was like, "You think we'll win on Friday night this year? I don't know. We'll see."
That's just one of them things. I mean, the win-loss stat for a pitcher is one of the most unfair stats
so
ever.
Useless.
Yeah. Like what that we brought it up with him the other day, but that doesn't bother you or a pitcher at all, right? Like, you know how you're doing individually.
Very few stats that I look at that determine like my mood of how I'm pitching. Like whether something's going right or wrong. Like, baseball is such a game of failure as it is. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, internally, I know whether like you could even make a bad pitch and somebody swing and miss or get the result you want, where it's like, I know I didn't do my job the way I wanted to, but the result was still good. And then on the flip side, you can make a really good pitch and they hit a blooper and run score, but it's like, internally, and your coaches know and your teammates know whether you're playing good or not. It's not really a stat-based game, and then stats are for fans anyway. It's not really a big deal.
I remember asking you and Groves and the guys, like, I asked how many, like, what percentage of your home runs allowed are on you, and you said it's damn near 100. Like, it's like,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I'll give AK crap and say some of it's on pitch calling, just to, like, bust his balls. But no, it's there have been more often than not. I very rarely have I. There's one that I can remember. That's the only time that I've ever been like, that was not my fault. And it was like, it's just one of those things where you make a mistake, they're going to make you pay for it.
Yeah. Some great pitching on the weekend from the Pirates, from Ethan, from the youngster, from a lot of folks. So who are you excited to see this weekend, Danny, coming out of the bullpen or starting for ECU?
Ethan's been nails.
Yeah.
Both Ethans, actually. They put a stat out talking about Sean, Ethan, and Brad with how great they've been. I'm excited to see Lance at a bigger capacity. Obviously, he's got very special stuff and a great mentality and good head on his shoulders. But he's been great as well, and they've got kind of those three guys out of the bullpen that have really been solid for them with Ethan and Brad and Lance. I'm looking for D'Lo to hopefully come into his own.
Yeah.
I was talking to him the other day, and he's in a good headspace, so hopefully he can turn it on here. And again, like it's March. We got a long road ahead, and obviously we're determining roles as a staff. Or I say us, but as a staff, they're determining roles for certain pitchers, and guys are finding their own in their lineup and stuff. And obviously, Irby has solidified himself. Dixon has solidified himself. I mean, Dixon, it felt like a week ago was hitting in the hundreds, and now he's hitting like 310. So it's a quick turnaround for those guys. I'm glad everything's turned around, but trying to keep the guys in the bullpen fresh and using those guys as they see fit.
The Chanticleers, this is stereotyping, but I would say historically they like to do some talking and chirping. And this is the first 3-game series for these teams in a while, if not ever. I don't know, but
ever.
I got to imagine by Sunday these guys probably won't like each other and should make for some entertaining baseball because a few of these Pirate players like to talk a little bit too. I mean, I think from that standpoint, it's going to be an entertaining series. What you think?
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it was when we played them at 22. It was something that we and the fans wanted because they have a great park and a great fan base down there too. And we were whether it was like a home and home and whatever it was, but we figured out a way to get a series done, which is pretty cool. And they've been storied program, and with a new coach, they're still ranked, which is cool. But I mean, they have a guy on their team who was a freshman 2 years ago. I believe he was in Dixon's class, who's playing for them now, who's playing really well. Kopi Thorndike, who will be interesting to see his homecoming. But yeah, they love to talk, and as some of the alumni have noticed, we like to chirp a little bit more than we've been used to as well, which is interesting and to each their own, but it's working for them. So if they can perform while doing that, then so be it. But I'm happy that they're having fun out there and doing their thing, and it'll be interesting because, like you said, they're predominantly known for talking. So we'll see how it translates, and I'm sure Coach G will tell them the whole "stay on us" stuff, which is the way it should be. So,
Danny, you said the phrase earlier. This is March, and very excited for what's going on right now with the conference tournaments. We're wrapping up the regular season here for some of the bigger conferences, but I don't know. Do you have any off the radar teams you're looking at for when your bracket comes out that you're going to ride, or I guess anybody outside of the Duke, Auburn, Bama, Houston, the outside of those?
I think Tennessee's frauds. I don't think they're very good. It's crazy to say that, but I don't think they're very good.
I've fallen into that trap from Tennessee in the past.
I was saying that last night, even before they lost. Though, like I do not think Tennessee's good. Like they can play defense, and it's just a roller coaster. I do think that if Carolina beats Duke on Saturday, that they are a team that nobody wants to play. They've won 6 in a row. They're playing very, 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 very well. They're averaging 91 a game, and it's like I also think Florida, after last night going into somebody else's barn on senior night and taking care of Mark Sears.
That was an impressive win.
It was very, very eye-opening as to the way that they're going to be in March with how often they can score the basketball for sure.
I kind of like when guys become heroes and then villains and then kind of the hero again. I don't know if this fits, but I want to see St. John's do something.
Dude, me too. I want Rick Pitino.
I hate that I'm pulling for Pitino, but
the Johnnies.
Yeah.
I think UConn's going to be good too. They just have they don't have the bigs, but they have Caravan and what?
Well, last night Bone pointed out that he said, "Is this the system?" Ranked Marquette underdogs at UConn. We had to take UConn, and we did. and they won. We also talked about them a lot on the show yesterday. I was kind of half joking about, hey, should we take UConn to win it all again? And
it's a good value. I mean,
intern will.
They'll be an 8
No,
or 9.
they stink. They're
All right, tough guy. They're an 8 or 9. They'll be an 8 or 9 seed.
yeah.
I mean, they'll be a good team. I mean, they've got Caravan still. They've got, obviously, Hurley, who's great. But I agree. The one team out of the Big East that I'm looking forward to is Rick Pitino and the Johnnies.
Man, that's going to be fun to follow. How about them at MSG for the Big East tournament? That's
Oh,
gonna be fun
my gosh,
next week.
it's going to be fired up.
Yeah.
It's cool because I don't think – when's the last time Pitino was in the tournament? Was it Louisville?
Did Iona go?
I
think he got there with Iona, I believe.
Okay, well, that doesn't really count. I mean, it counts, but, like, come on.
Yeah.
They were never going to do anything. But I think it's cool that he's at a top program now and propelling them. And even a couple years ago, I saw a quote the other day where he said he's like, I'm going to take St. John's and bring him back, which is awesome, dude. He's calling a shot.
I think the taking out any kind of loyalties or anything, the Big East tournament might be my favorite just because MSG and
Cardiac Kemba.
yeah,
awesome.
great moments, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But looking forward to all of that going on, including where ECU lands. Where are you going to be next week? In town, out of town?
I will be here next week for most of the week. Probably.
Next Thursday?
I will be here next Thursday.
Okay, we might be here watching the AAC tournament,
All
East
right.
Carolina.
I'll be in studio then.
Do you want to hang?
Let's do it.
Because
Are the Diamond Pirates at home next weekend? I don't know. I would assume so.
anything got boned. There you go.
William Manning? All right, yeah, I'll be here then. Yep, cool.
All right, anything else you're following in sports right now, DB? Any Pat's news going
No,
on?
I've come to give Trey some crap just because of the fact that there are rumors now that A.J. Brown actually might be coming to the Patriots. Him and Milton Williams were two of our biggest targets, I guess, going into the offseason.
So what's Brown's deal? Would he be a trade? Or?
Yeah, it'd be a trade because
Yeah.
he's a free agent after this following season. But I don't know. The cuts have been crazy. Like the Chargers cut Bosa, they cut Slay, and the Eagles cut Slay and another defensive back. I can't remember. It was Bradbury, I believe. But no, it's just
Lockett's not surprising just because of his age
Yeah,
in
he's
Seattle, but then
800 years
DK immediately requesting
calling
a
for-
trade.
I was joking with a buddy of mine last night. I'm like, no kidding, he requested a trade. He's losing his veteran guy that he's with, and he doesn't have a quarterback. And he's
Yeah.
like, Gino? And I'm like, you don't mean that. Like, Gino's not a – come on. Seriously.
Gino had a fun
Do they even have a head coach?
ride. They got the McDonald guy, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I thought – no, the offensive coordinator left. That's what I was thinking of because he
Oh,
left to go to
McDonald.
Alabama.
All right.
But Cena, that was wild. That set Twitter ablaze. And Big Dog's Twitter was ablaze as well.
Love a good heel turn, face turn, and my thing is like, it's cool, but how much is Cena going to be around? Like, are we going to see him, to use a pun, or?
I don't know because there was a clip that came out in probably 2018 where they were talking about he was talking about 2012 when it was supposed to be his initial heel turn, how he had like a new outfit, a new remix for his intro music, all this stuff planned out, and it just never came to fruition just because of, I guess, Vince calling the shots. But now it's like he's like excited, like he's
Yeah.
like pumped to be a heel now. But it's I don't know, it's just weird because it's his last year. Like all the Make-A-Wish stuff is weird. I saw your Twitter. Your Twitter was on fire too.
Bones fired up.
Yeah, but no, I mean it's
I know a lot
different.
of people are crapping on The Rock these days, but I did like his. I've never seen anybody do the.
Yeah, I
he
don't
was
really. I
very
don't know what the
flamboyant
flick
with
was,
the
but
flick. But
he's. I don't know. I can't take The Rock serious. Just so, like all the movies and stuff. I'm like, you're not real. Like I know you're just so full of it. That's not.
oh,
even-
somebody said this in his contract where he like can't get beat up in movies or something. Like he
Really?
always has to win.
Oh my god.
So
Of course he does. That's
It's
such
a-
a Rock thing to do. But no,
to work, brother.
It's weird how Cody's like the face now, though. Like
Yeah.
everybody's like Cody. I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Good job, WWE. I was
Hey, they're doing
surprised.
it.
So
Shout
that
out,
was cool.
shout out Hunter for pulling the trigger.
All right, DB. Heard there might be some more Danny Beal show on the
Yep.
way. So
Yep. Working on setting that up right now. We got sponsors and stuff, getting that all narrowed down, and hopefully over the next couple weeks, by the end of the month, maybe into April a little bit, we'll have some new episodes for you guys rolling out. So hopefully you guys will be looking forward to that.
awesome, man. Appreciate you joining us. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
No problem. Thanks, guys.